Success leaves clues, and in this video, I'm gonna give you literally the game on exactly how I exponentially grew my net worth in less than 3 years. I'm talking about built a multi-million-dollar net worth and a portfolio while doing this one thing. If you're not subbed to the channel, go hit that subscribe button right now and click that notification bell next to it, because every single week we're dropping new videos that are gonna help you increase your income, your impact, and your influence. By the way, if you learn anything during this video and you enjoy the video, please smash that like button. That lets the YouTube algorithm know that our videos don't suck, and that would mean the world to me. So in the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller, the whole premise of the book is focusing on this one thing. Like, how can you focus on one thing that is going to get you exponential, monumental, huge leaps in your life? So that's a good book, by the way, if you haven't checked it out. It's called The One Thing by Gary Keller. And we're going to be talking about one thing, the one thing that a lot of people are doing wrong and why they'll never become successful or never reach their potential, versus exactly what I did. And that's the difference between saving and investing. See, the rich invest while the poor save. And the way of thinking that a lot of people in the middle class and below have is that if they save when they need it, they'll have it. And yes, if you save your money when you need it, you'll have it, but once you spend it, how are you gonna replace it? Also, when you're saving your money, how much are you making on your money? The bank is gonna pay you between 0.01 all the way up to 0.08. There's nothing that you can do to really generate substantial wealth with that. You can't create generational wealth with that unless you had hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. And even if you did have that, it's the worst place to put it. So I'm gonna give you guys a real life example of what I did. And this is how I really grew my net worth very, very fast. I'm talking about in less than 3 years to be exact. And this is something I know because I'm doing this right now as we speak. So for those of you who've been on the channel, you know I made a ton of my money when I started in Amazon. My first business that was successful was an e-commerce business, and I made my first $1 million selling physical products, everyday products like these on Amazon. That's what changed the game for me. Prior to that, I didn't have any money, I didn't have a skill set. I learned that skill set, invested in myself, invested in that business, and that's how I made my first $1 million. Now, even at that time, lacking financial literacy like I have now and lacking the skill set that I have now, I knew that if that money just sat, that money was not going to do anything for me. Previously, it was always my passion to get into real estate. That's something that I always knew. I'm like, hey, all the rich people own real estate. Real estate's something that people will always need. That was my way of thinking. So when I was making money in my business, I was buying real estate. Now, like I said, guys, I didn't know about leverage and credit and OPM, and I didn't know how to get loans, and I didn't know about any of this stuff. So I was making all of my money in my Amazon business, okay? And then I was going every single month and I was deploying my money and I was buying properties, okay? That's exactly what I was doing. That was the strategy that I was doing. Now, there's more efficient ways to do this where you can acquire real estate without spending any of your own money. I'm not a real estate guru. We have 49 properties, 49 apartments. I'm currently in the process of looking to buy 200 to 300 more, but anything that I know, I'd love to share with you guys on the channel. So if you want to learn more about real estate, you guys want to see some more about what I'm doing with real estate, down below in the comments, let me know, and maybe we'll do some videos. But this is what I was doing, is I was taking this month, every single month, at the end of the month, I was doing an audit on my finances. How much money was sitting in that account? Cash is trash, and a dollar that's not moving is a dollar that's losing, and I always understood that. So I was constantly trying to get rid of this money. So I was buying real estate, buying real estate, buying real estate. Now, the beautiful thing about this real estate is once I buy this real estate, yes, I have all of the money trapped up inside of the real estate. However, every single month, this produces cash flow. That means every single month, tenants are paying me rent. Now, if you were to go get a mortgage on this, you would still positive cash flow, right? And I'm not gonna get into a real estate lesson, but you have your rent basically minus your expenses, and that's gonna give you your cash flow. And there's ways that you can find out your net operating income and all that, but very simple. What's the money coming in? What's the expenses? Expenses are usually 50% of the total money coming in. That money is cash flow. That cash flow is what you have coming in after you pay utilities, after you pay property manager, after you pay your mortgage, so on and so forth. I was buying these cash, so outside of the expenses, everything came my way. Over the span of 2.5 years, I purchased 49 apartments, and I was all in $895,000. Now you're probably saying, well, where are you buying properties so cheap? These are D+, C-, some of them C-class properties in the hood where I'm from in Northwest Indiana, 2 hours outside of Chicago, okay? So they're not amazing. I mean, we're talking roaches and we're talking mice and we're talking about, lower class people, and we're talking about dealing with evictions and termites and all of this disaster. However, this exists, right? So just being very transparent with you guys. So I'm currently in the process of refinancing this. What does this mean to refinance? When you have a mortgage or when you buy something cash, when you make these notes and as time advances, you increase what's called equity. The values appreciate. So over the last 3 years, these properties appreciated. Let's take 49 and let's divide it by 895,000. What that's going to do is that's going to give us the total amount per unit. So my average acquisition cost was right at 18,000. Okay? Some of these I bought in bundles, some of these I bought single, but I was going all cash, no inspections, closing fast, so I was very, very aggressive. I'm in the process of refinancing these. So these 49 are trading at around 50,000 a door. So if we do 49 times 50,000, that comes to $2.45 million. So $2,450,000. Now, when I get the debt on this, I can get up to 75% LTV, which is loan to value. The debt coverage that I can get is 75%. So now these properties are worth $2,450,000. Okay? I can get 75% LTV debt on these properties. So if we go ahead and multiply that 2,450,000 times 0.75, here you're going to see that number comes out to be $1,837,500. So what does that mean? I invested $895,000 here, okay? If we take this number and we subtract my initial investment, which is $895,000 cash, that leaves us with $942,500. So I'm going to get a check, $1,837,500. So what did I do? I got my initial investment back, which was the $895,000, and I got an additional $942,500 on top of that. This is how you really grow your wealth. This is how you build your net worth. If I would have had that $895,000 sitting in the bank for 3 years, let's do 895,000 times 0.01 times 3. At the max I would have made is $26,000. And that's very conservative. Banks aren't giving you that. A lot of them are 0.001. So if I do that, it probably would have been $260 that I made. However, if you were able to do this conservatively, and let's just say I put it in the S&P, right? If I take 895,000 times 0.10 for 0.10, that's 89,500 per year I'm making. The S&P has historically generated 10% returns for the last century. So if I take that and I multiply that by 3, that's 268,500. So I've more than quadrupled what the S&P, which is the most traditional and safe investment model in society, is. I've more than quadrupled the return on that. And I'm not going to do the math, but probably 100x, 200x, 1000x what the bank would have given me. Moral of the story is that in order to get results what others are not doing, you have to do what others are not doing. The 1% has what the 1% has because they're doing what the 99% are not. The 99% is going to work, taking their money, putting their money in their sock drawer, putting their money in their bank. They're earning zero money on this, literally pennies on this money. And then when you actually equate for the daily debt that society is in, as well as the inflation cycle, you're actually losing money every single day. But your money is safe, right? I put my money in the safe. My money is in my savings. Well, your safe or your savings will not save you, and it definitely will not make you wealthy. So the way that you generate true wealth is identifying a skill set, identifying a business model, identifying a business, identifying a service where you can make the maximum amount of money with the minimum amount of effort. Maximum amount of money, minimum amount of effort. You put all of the money back into that business to grow it as fast as you can. You take the money out and you invest it in something that's going to give you an ROI, a dividend, or that's going to produce cash flow. My number one choice, and where a majority of my portfolio and my net worth is is in real estate. I have other businesses. You can do this with businesses. You can do this with stocks. You can do this with crypto. I'm just giving you a real life example of what I'm doing and what I have done. Now, I'm currently looking for between 100 to 500 units right now, currently at the time of recording this, and I'm gonna do the same play. A lot of people, they go to work, they bring their money, and then they pay for things like their home and their car with earned income. And I learned this from Grant Cardone, which was one of my first mentors, paid mentors, when I actually made money and started investing in myself. The reason why I got where I am so fast is because I've never been shy or scared to invest a dumb amount of money into my personal development, into my wife's personal development. So you never, keyword never, spend earned income on depreciating assets. What does that mean? You do not work, here's your job, you do not go to your job, make money, and then pay for your mortgage or your car off of your earned income. You never do that. That is what the poor do. What the rich people do, they have their job or their business, usually it's gonna be their business, and then this makes them money, okay? Now, with this money, they skip the stage where they go and put money into their mortgage or their car, and instead they invest. Now, the investment produces a ROI, which is return on investment, a dividend of some sort, or cash flow, like the example I just gave you with real estate. Now, what happens is, from this proceeds, they pay for their mortgage, or their cars, or their yachts, or their trips, or anything else that is a depreciating asset, or anything that is not solely going to add to their net worth. Right behind me, there's a Lamborghini. You guys love the car here on the channel. The Lamborghini costs $350,000. I do not pay myself, receive earned income, and then pay the note on this. The note on this is $3,800. My home, okay? I do not pay myself from my business or shares or dividends from my companies and then go pay my mortgage. What I did, in addition to the properties that I own, I went and got 5 mortgages. That 5 mortgages pays for the 6th mortgage, and the 6th mortgage is my primary residence. So these are multi-units or investments. So these multi-units or these investments pay every single month for the home that I live in. So I'm taking earned income from my business, and I am then putting it into 5 mortgages, which are investment properties, which are going to produce cash flow, and that cash flow is going to pay for my mortgage. Then on my car, I went and created a relationship where they have a product that I don't have, that I didn't create, that I didn't invest money in. They have a product. I created a relationship. I have an audience. Then I promote that product to my audience. I get paid an affiliate commission, and that affiliate commission, which is a form of passive income, a form of money that comes in every single month, pays for my car. And these are just a few different examples. And you don't have to do this with affiliate marketing. You can do this with properties. You can do this with trucks. You can do this with a joint venture with a business. There's tons of different ways that you can do this. You can put money into the S&P and pull out against it. There's so many different ways to do it. Let me know down below if you want a few different ways that you can do this. However, moral of the story is the rich leverage debt. The successful, the wealthy utilize investments, utilize their credit, utilize debt, and they leverage all of these things. The rich invest their money, they spend their money, they get rid of their money, they put all of their money to use, and the poor saves all of their money. 2 books, again, to recap, that I highly suggest that you read. If you have not, that will help break down a little bit of the frameworks that I'm teaching. Number 1 is The One Thing by Gary Keller. That's gonna help you prioritize the one thing. What is that one thing you can do right now that's gonna get you exponential results in your life? That is gonna catapult your net worth to the next level exponentially. That's for prioritization on one thing and the importance of quantum leaps. And then the second book is The Richest Man in Babylon, which is going to teach you about the principles and the frameworks of money and money leverage. And every single day, the United States is going into debt more and more and more. And we're going to end this video. I'm going to pop up the US world debt clock just so you can see how much debt we're in. And these few seconds I leave it up, think about all the money that you're losing. Think about all of your savings that's diminishing. Just because it's on a receipt doesn't mean you have access to it. That being said, if you got any value on this channel or on this video, smash that like button. It does a lot for the channel. On top of that, if you're not subscribed or you've came back to the channel and you're still not subscribed, subscribe right now. Hit that red subscribe button, click the notification bell next to it, because every week I'm dropping game like this. It's gonna help you increase your income, your impact, and your influence. We're not selling anything here on the channel. There's ways that you can work with me and my team down below if that's something you're interested in, but we'll never sell you anything on the channel. We just wanna help you get to the next level. So in a few seconds, there'll be some more videos popping up just for you. I'll see you in the next one.